Schiller's attempting to instill a public character necessary for the establishment and endurance of the coming moral state. In order for man to be reliably moral, his impulses must be brought in accordance with rationality. The will of man is free and cannot be coerced towards moral ends. How then will we get man to have reliable moral volitions in complex reality? Schiller presupposes that humanity has some good in it. Every human being has more or less the same ideal person within them for which they strive. However, their vices frequently get in the way of achieving that end. Schiller claims that the state is to be the objective ideal representation of this angel within us. He outlines two different routes for bringing temporal man in alignment with ideal man, or bringing individuals in alignment with the state. The first, ideal man can suppress the empirical within him, and similarly, the state can trump the individual. Or two, temporal man can be dignifiedly elevated to ideality and by extension willingly become a participant in the state. For Schiller, both reason and nature dominate man, and there is something deeply problematic with the first route of snuffing out the subjective quality of the individual for the sake of morality and the state. The political scientist should view himself as an artist, such as a sculptor, that is deferential to his material. He needs to pay close attention to the idiosyncrasies of his material and bring them along into the moral state. Otherwise, he is a mere barbarian, violently imposing his moral principles upon them. We now see why Route 1 is not an available option for Schiller, because it would be completely hypocritical to bring in a just state by force. And also, we now have an answer to our question as to why Schiller believed already arrived ethical men needed to be reconnected to their sensuality. If they are not connected to the natural feelings of their savage compatriots, the moral men within an evolving society will become totalitarian despots, micromanaging the lives of their countrymen. If a political state of necessity is going to be exchanged for a political state of freedom, then men need to be constituted in such a way that those stuck in animality are raised to principle, and those devoted to principle develop a reverence for the multiplicity of nature that it can take. This equilibrium of character amongst all men, Schiller believes, is essential for the forthcoming moral state. Schiller needs to soon tell us how this is achieved. My name is Luke Johnson, and I'm building a new way to disseminate the great ideas of civilization. This online course on Schiller's aesthetic education of man is my first attempt at that idea. Follow along, I cover a chapter a day. If you would like to talk to me about this book or perfect your writing, hit me up at 703-727-2184 or philosophyluke@gmail.com. Your support is huge and will fund my new idea delivering mechanism. Thank you and have a wonderful day.